Hi BookTube, it's Missy, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my June wrap-up. This month I read 12 books, yay to me. That's the most I've read all year. I'm slowly but surely getting on the reading train. I was in a huge slump since January, and so I'm really excited to get more reading done. I was 19 books behind on my Goodreads, and now I'm only 15, which still seems like a ton, but hopefully I can get another book done tonight, because that would be awesome. So for the entire month, I have all my weekly wrap-ups that I will leave all the links for down below, so I'm just going to quickly show you the covers, give you the star rating, give you a little bit about what the book is about. That was redundant, I said that twice, and continue on. So for this month there was 3 readathons that I participated in: the TBR Takedown readathon, the Topicathon readathon, which is my absolute favorite. I cannot wait for that one to come back again. And then the third one was the Read-A-Rama. Now, I don't know how many books I was able to read in that one that participated towards June. We'll see when I get to the end. But I think maybe one of the books was like I finished it and then the readathon started and then the month was over. Something like that. Whatever. Let's continue. So for the first couple books I want to talk about, they are sets. So I read The Strange Case of Finley Jane, which is the prequel to The Girl in the Steel Corset, and these are both by Katie Cross. So the novella, which is The Strange Case of Finley Jane, was a 5-star for me. It was absolutely amazing. I can't believe that woman, the author, was able to put everything that you could possibly want in a story, plot, characters, all that stuff in a novella and have it amazing and have the whole thing be complete from start to finish. You didn't feel like you needed anything else. It was a standalone story all on its own, and it was only like 100 pages. It was the best. And then I read the actual first book, which is The Girl in the Steel Corset, which I loved. I gave that one, where is it? 4 stars. I gave it 4 stars. I don't know why. There must have been something missing. I did really enjoy it, although, oh, that's why. Well, the main girl, Finley, was a little whiny at times, and I didn't like the love triangle that was going on. But this is like a 6-book series, so I'm definitely wanting to continue on with the Steampunk Chronicles. So, I will let you know how I like the next book once I get it. And then with the second set, I read Among the Nameless Stars by Diana Peterfrund, or I don't know how you say her last name. That one is about a girl named Elliot and a boy named Kai, and they are different classes. Elliot is a rich girl who lives on like a farm with a baron. She's the baron's daughter. And Kai, her love interest, is a post, which are slaves on her farm or whatever. It's kind of like a plantation, pretty much. And, you know, there's that society where they are the upper class and he's the lower, but they fall in love, but they're not allowed to be together. And so I read the novella. I gave the novella, where is it, 3 stars. It was okay, but it was just a brief moment after Kai leaves Elliot's home estate, the north, and he goes south to like be on his own and be a free slave, if that's what you want to call it, or a free post. It was just okay, because I didn't understand the world yet. With The Strange Case of Finley Jane, I was able to get the gist of everything because it was so perfect. Whereas with the novella Among the Nameless Stars, it kind of just throws you into the world and doesn't like build it up so you don't know what's going on. But then I did read and finish this book last night. I can't give you a review yet because this will be in next week's wrap-up, but this one was actually really good. This one I gave 5 stars, I think, and I read this all in one sitting. So yeah, you gotta know that if a book if you sit and read the whole book in one sitting, it has to be good, right? End of Days, which is the 3rd and final book in the Penguin and the End of Days trilogy by Susan E. This one I gave 3 stars to. I was very disappointed in the ending. Super cheese fest. I couldn't handle it. It was just way too lovey-dovey, just absolutely cheesy. There wasn't enough action. I was expecting this huge blowout between the humans and the angels, and that didn't happen. It was kind of a wah-wah for me. And, but yeah, I loved the series overall. It is a great story. I just thought it was super too cutesy for me. Yeah, so I gave that one 3 stars. I also read Saga Volume 4, which I gave 3 stars as well because the main character drove me crazy. What's her name? Alana? I think her name's Alana. I've read too many books already. She was really bad in this book. Like, her decision-making skills were non-existent. And as a mom, I was really disturbed and mad that she went through those kinds of things, and I wish she wouldn't have. So I'm looking forward to Volume 5 to see what happens with her and Marco. Alright, and then I read a graphic novel called Jane, the Fox and Me, and this was a cutesy, like middle grade-ish graphic novel, which I gave 3 stars to. It was supposed to have like a bigger meaning, but because it wasn't one of my issues growing up, I didn't really see it, besides that it was like a cutesy graphic novel, but it's about a girl overcoming her obstacles of being chubby and having no friends and then gaining friends, and it was cute, and it has to do with Jane Eyre, which I've never read before, so maybe I would have appreciated the book more if I had read the original Jane Eyre before I read this graphic novel. I'm not sure. Alright, and then I read three different Asylum books for the Atopic-a-thon readathon. So I read Patrick McGrath's Asylum, which I gave 2 stars to because it's just about a woman having an affair with a man and her 10-year-old son not being able to understand why she did it. She was selfish, and I hated her character. Stupid. I read The Muse Asylum by David Chayefsky, and this was okay. I gave it, where is it? I gave it 3 stars. It's about a modern classic author who is mysterious and doesn't do any interviews, and so all these people are infatuated with this guy because they want to know what his like background is, and a boy from college decides to track down the author, and then while doing so he meets up with an old college not friend, but you know, just a person he knew in college, and find out what he thinks about the author. And then that guy is in a psychiatric hospital because he thinks that that author is trying to kill him and ruin his life. Very weird, very strange. Like I said, gave it 3 stars. And then I also read Girl Interrupted by Susanna Kaysen. This is a nonfiction about her time in a psychiatric hospital when she was 17 to 18, I believe. She was in there for like a year or a year and a half. And just her day-to-day life and what it was like being in there. If you haven't watched the movie, I would read the book first and then watch the movie, just because this one gives you a little bit more information, whereas the movie goes a little bit against the book and, like, you know, makes up its own kinds of stories to go along with the character's daily life, just so that way there's more substance in the movie, because this one's kind of short and not much stuff happens. Both are good, and I did enjoy this book. I gave it 4 stars. Alright, and then I also read Bone Gap, which I turned in yesterday to the library. That book was very good. It's a supernatural mystery about 2 brothers and a girl who just shows up in their barn one day, and about the town of Bone Gap and how everybody has their own ideas of what beauty is and what normal is, and how that, you know, pertains to love. And it was good. Very strange because it's a magical realism book, but I really enjoyed it. I gave that one 5 stars. I loved it. I'm not doing a good enough job here in this video. That's why I'm leaving the links down below so you can check out those reviews along with all my Goodreads written reviews on all these books. And yeah, and then the very last book that I read was Fractured by Sarah Fine. This is the second book in the, what was it called? I don't know what the trilogy is called, like Shadowland trilogy, I think, something like that. This one was a 4-star for me. The ending was very good. Like the last, I don't know, 25% of the book was amazing, but the first 75% of the book was awful. And I couldn't stand Leela and how she was a whiny crybaby and she kept complaining because Malachi wasn't paying any attention to her, yada yada. It's like, grow up. Although she's a teenager, so I have to give her some credit because when you're a teenager, you're very emotional, whatever. But overall, I had a wonderful reading month. I think that was all of them that I read. Yeah, those were all of them that I read. And that is it. That was my wrap up. I hope you enjoyed. Hopefully it wasn't too long. And I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Happy 4th of July to those that live in the U.S. And I will talk to you soon.